Hey y'all!
Hello.
A YouTube video on, not a podcast. So I can't say we are live coming to you from our cities. Welcome to our Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw just ended a little over a half hour ago. So here at the Internet Screwjobs, we like to stay on top of things and cover the wrestling that we so much enjoy. So on your left, I'm your host, Mr. Mac. And yes, Roman deserved it. And on my right is my other host, Mr. Phenomenal Catalyst of Resting. I think that's supposed to say wrestling, but the L is missing. I get it though,
Oh yeah.
because the L was given to Roman Reigns tonight. But tonight was a very fun Monday Night Raw, I would say. There was definitely some good months. I think we had a match of the year contender in Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio. They casually decided to say, let's have fun and put on a Star Classic. But so how it go is we're just gonna go down how things went in order of the show and talk about it. So the first thing that happened was Stephanie Becker came out and started talking about Liv, only to be interrupted by Liv and the Judgment Day. I don't even know why we call them the Judgment Day anymore. They're really not, but that's neither here nor there. They proceed to exchange words a little bit. Liv, Roxanne, and Rock go down to the ring, and Roxanne and Raquel proceed to go down to the ring, and they start throwing hands. Johnny gets the upper hand. Out comes Becky Lynch, makes the save, and then Stephanie and Becky get into it. They start talking, being like, "Ooh, I don't need your help," this and that and the other thing. I think this was good. Obviously, I believe it's setting up to a triple threat, either at Money in the Bank or
Sunday night main event.
I don't think Sunday night's main event. I think it's going to be Money in the Bank. Half the for Sunday night's main event's already filled out, so I think they're going to keep that one until Money in the Bank, which is fine because it should be on a bigger show, if you ask me. But what do you think, Mr. Catalyst?
Yeah. Liv Morgan first top defense was at SummerSlam. And kind of glad that Liv Morgan finally getting a chance to defend that title. With Steph Van Curry returning, which I think the reason why she never defended the title was because Steph got injured. Now we got the feud that we need, plus Becky Lynch. Which I do agree. A triple threat at Money in the Bank where we could have Roxanne Perez enter the Money in the Bank match, ladder match, and win the briefcase, and proceed to keep teasing to cash in on Liv if she retains. But that's a future episode we'll talk about later on.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for Roxanne because at the Royal Rumble last year, Iron Woman, she came in at number 3, lasted the entire time. like they let her show out. She was a stud. And now she's just thrown in this Judgment Day vortex. It is very sad. I don't know if it's because they're cheating because they think she's too young, or I don't know if it's because they feel like they have to have this title on Liv and Stephanie feud. I don't know, but it's the triple threat's the right way to go, I think.
Yeah, it is. Based off what you just said, what I think they might did is one reason is what you just said. She might be young, but another reason is I think they threw in the Judgment Day just to elevate her to see how it works out. But you can't elevate Roxanne when you have Raquel, which got years in the company and she getting pushed now, and she also doing her thing right now. Then you have Liv, a rising talent that been in the company for the longest, finally getting her flowers. So you throwing her in there with the crew. Roxanne's not going to step out like that. She got to be on her own. That's why I think by the end of the year, the female part of Judgment Day about to be over with. And I can see Dom leaving the Judgment Day sooner or later, and JD might get lost in shuffle.
I really hope that when the Judgment Day ends, Liv JD McDonough doesn't get released because JD is a wonderful talent. He is an amazing wrestler. He loves taking those hard spots that nobody else will. Like he took that RKO at Survivor Series in 23 off the top of the cage. JD is that guy. Hopefully, if once Judgment Day ends, they maybe send him back down to NXT.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. Send him to NXT or
Triple
A, yeah, or you send him to SmackDown, where not immediately, but eventually he can rekindle his feud with Finn briefly.
The next segment we had was a little bit of backstage stuff. Jimmy and Jay were celebrating about bringing Solo back. Obviously, Solo wasn't happy about it. Solo is an actor, by the way. What a guy! What an actor Solo is. They crossed paths with LA Knight, who he was also looking less than. And yeah, they just brought him into. They brought Solo into the Bloodline locker room with LA Knight outside. Not really much here. This sets up later. This sets up later on. Next segment. Well, next match actually, because it became a match. Dom and JD came out, and Dominic was about to cut a promo how he wasn't in this #1 contenders tournament, which I kind of agree. I feel like Dom should be in it, or should have been in it, but that's a story for another day. That'd be kind of cool to have AAA Mega Champion going against your World Heavyweight Champion, especially at Worlds Collide. Maybe. But this turns into Javon Evans comes out talking about how Big Cass attacked him over the past couple of weeks, wanting a fight with Big Cass. Instead, he gets a match with JD. They put on a quality match, ending with Javon winning. But afterwards, Big Cass comes out, attacks Javon, again. And I don't know what we're doing with Big Cass yet. I don't know why they threw him at Javon Evans. It's nothing personal, but like, why? What are we doing? It doesn't make sense. I hope it's to set up a bigger picture. Maybe you throw Big Cass and Money in the Bank or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know neither.
Feels kind of sour.
I expected him to return. And attack somebody and start a feud, but right now this man is doing hit and run. And Javon want all the smoke too.
Javon with his grills. His grills were funny tonight. You could clearly tell they were too big for his teeth. After that, we had one of the two round matches of this world heavyweight of this Roman. We'll call it the Roman Reigns tournament. It was Rey Fenix and El Fiscal. Rey Fenix beat El Fiscal with a Mexican muscle bust. Interesting. I don't know why they didn't just call it a muscle buster, but Rey Fenix is moving on to the semifinals of this tournament. Quality match. Nothing too much to say about this one. This is another tournament match. Very quality.
Yeah, it's a great quality match. You have Rey Fenix, one of the best high flyers in the world, and luchadors, versus a second generation wrestler from AAA, El Fiscal. It was a premium match. Rey Fenix and El Fiscal put on a good banger. And Phoenix hit the iconic muscle buster.
Shout out Samoa Joe for making that move popular.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we go backstage where Stephanie and Becky are doing some more arguing. This leads to finding out that we are going to get Stephanie back here, coming back into the ring. She's going to be wrestling Roxanne next week. So that'll be fun. It's just another piece of that feud. After that, we got a Lyra Valkyria interview. Lyra was talking about soul and how she basically everything you can do, I can do. I just choose not to. I'm pulling my punches. I like what they're doing with Lyra, but she should be in the world title picture. I don't know if she's not. I don't know why she's going after the IC title. Unless they're saving her for Money in the Bank. I don't know.
Yeah. After Lyra get that big, massive victory over Bayley, I expected her to elevate the world title pictures. Instead, what they did is they turned her into the female version of Baron Corbin. Instead of Corbin, we have high fashion hobo Lyra Valkyria.
And then, not only that, but her and Sol Ruka have a match, and Sol beats her. So it's just, I don't know if eventually this is just all lead to Lyra fully snapping, but obviously they're trying to build up as one of the big new women stars, which they're doing a great job doing. But Lyra should not be in this position. This is the woman who was at 24, was the runner up for Queen of the Ring, and this are treating her now. I mean, okay, get it. Yes, she had one bad match with Becky Lynch at SummerSlam last year, but like, I don't think this is. I don't know if being punished for that or if they don't think she's good enough, but it's an interesting scenario at this point. Hopefully with money in the bank around the corner, they can do something with Lyra. Or if not, send her to SmackDown. We all know her good buddy Tatum Paxley just debuted over there, so maybe put that together.
Yep, could have Tatum Paxley and Lyra feud against Charlexa.
Good. That would be wonderful. That'd be a great feud. After that, more Bloodline stuff. They were talking backstage. Nothing really. Basically, Jay and Jimmy were talking about how they did something Jacob, and Jacob took it like a champ. You can tell deep down inside that anger is just building and building and building. Next up, we had Braun Breaker challenging Obafemi. Finally, we're getting this. And not only are we getting this, but while they were talking, they wanted to do the match right then and there on Raw. But Paul Heyman comes out and says, hold on. Don't stop what you're doing. We're going to do it at Sunday night's main event, which I think it's better. It almost feels like it should be a last man standing type, but maybe we're going to get that down the line, because I think right now we're just buying time until Oba faces Roman and beats him for that title. They just don't too far too fast.
I do like the direction they're going towards. You have Oba winning the third match against Brock, and then what do you feed him? Then a week after Oba come out there celebrating, we have him front Braun Breaker setting up another match, another Paul Heyman guy, just to help him stop the time and elevate him a little bit more, seeing who's the future WWE.
He's here. We're gaining somebody, folks.
Yeah.
Well, welcome in the Wrestling Rain Invader. Welcome in. We finished talking about Braun Breaker and Obafemi.
Oh, feud about to be an amazing feud, as the great Big E will say, big meaty men slapping meat.
Don't need no 5-star classics. I don't need no 30-minute classics. I feel like I just told our friend Mr. Catalyst, so I feel like this match should have a stipulation, like a last man type, because these two could go all night.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we're gonna get that down the line.
Probably.
Because we're buying time until Oba beats Roman.
Yep. And I'm the type of person, it should be like Oba's like he has a dominant aura where he just goes through everybody, like he just destroys everybody. But Braun Breaker is one of those wrestlers that he needs to like put some dent in Oba's armor. I'm not saying that he outright beats Oba, but just he needs to put some dent in his armor. He needs to show that like he's some competition for Oba.
Yes.
So yeah,
it's a good next part after Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. Next up, the second of 2 first-round matches of we're calling it the Reigns tournament. Lee beat El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. I don't want to say there's not really too much to say about this. I do feel it does kind of suck though. I will say that they put these big AAA wrestlers in this tournament to have all of them lose. Like, why are we putting them in this match? Why are we advertising this? If it's going to be, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if it's true and we get that Penta Rey Phoenix final that we think is happening, like that's going to be insane. But why are we booking these AAA wrestlers if not going to get that shot? Like Roman Reigns talked to Rey Mysterio directly. That should instantly set up a AAA wrestler to fight him. But maybe we like. I was saying this earlier too when we were talking about Dom. It does kind of suck that Dom Mysterio wasn't in this tournament. It would be kind of cool to have your AAA Mega Champion, World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I never got that either. And like Dom is like being positioned as one of the future stars. Why not have Dom on the card, like in this tournament?
But it is what it is now. We can't change the past.
Right.
And our 2 semifinals now: Dragon Lee versus Rey Fenix, and Penta versus La Parka.
Bangers, straight up bangers.
2 bangers. It's going to be amazing, and like if it's true that Penta Rey Phoenix final is going to tear the house down.
Oh, it is.
But on to definitely the highlight of my night.
Highlight of mine too.
It's. Do we say those 4 words? Do we say those 4 words?
Go ahead.
Match of the year? Question mark.
Oh, yeah.
At least on TV. At least on TV. That was one of the best Monday Night Raw matches I think I've
year.
At least in the past 2 or 3 years that I've ever watched. It felt like Triple H, Michael Hayes, Rude, Jason Jordan, whoever, they looked at Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio and said, "Go."
Like, what I thought, like the fact that Rey Mysterio is in his 50s and he's moving like it's 2004 is just crazy.
It is.
Like, I don't know what type of stem cell treatment he's getting, but Ray's just ageless.
Insane.
And I was also going to say this, like, that match that Chad and Ray had tonight, like, it just brings back vibes of Ray and Kurt Angle back in the early 2000s. Like,
yes,
as a wrestling fan that saw Ray and Kurt tear the house down at the time, it just brought me back as a kid seeing that match.
Yes.
And with Chad, like, this is just the beginning of many bangers for him as IC champion. Like a title as a like that. Like, if there was one championship that would fit him perfectly, it's definitely that championship.
Yes. Very, very much so. What'd you think, Mr. Willis? Did you like the match?
Yeah, like Wrestling Ray Bader said, Rey Mysterio looked like, even though he's one of the lessons, that man still can go. And Chad Gable show that he's the right man to take over on the Kurt Angle. He technically, I believe he should have been Kurt Angle's son instead of Jason Jordan back in the day. That would fit more perfectly with the storyline.
Yeah. 2018. Maybe that'll be a podcast episode in a future episode. We'll talk 2018. But that brings us to our main event segment of the show. The segment starts with a black SUV showing to Jacob Fatu standing there.
Mm-hmm.
The opens. You know who it is. We don't need to. The man needs no introduction. It's your world heavyweight champion, the Tribal Chief. And they did one continuous shot of him walking into the arena through Gorilla out to that ring. Hits his pyro, hits his entrance, all gets the daily pyro budget, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then he proceeds to say, he says a little bit of stuff. He talks about how Buffalo, he doesn't care what the crowd thinks of Buffalo, that this is family business.
Mm-hmm.
Then proceeds to call out the Usos, who then bring out Solo. Well, unfortunately, Solo did lose last week.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
But with stipulation of Solo losing, he has to rejoin the bloodline.
He had to be delivered. Reigns.
Solo gets delivered, and they start talking to him. Roman basically says, "You're an embarrassment to this family right now." And then he pulls up a video clip.
Petty.
Roman Reigns can be super petty when he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls up a video clip of what Solo's been doing the past, I would say the past 2 years.
Right.
I will say though, Roman Reigns messed up. He did.
Roman put his foot in his mouth.
No, not even that. Roman said that their match on Raw was 3 years ago. It was not. It was a year and a half ago.
3 years ago, Roman was what? Getting betrayed by the Usos?
Yep. 3 years ago, Roman was still undisputed champion.
Right.
I thought that was funny.
Never-ending title reign of Roman that we thought.
The new error. But Solo starts talking to them, get interrupted by LA.
Yeah.
Comes out. They start scrapping. LA Knight, and Knight gets beaten to a pulp, and Solo is being.
Wait, you forgetting one thing. Roman Reigns yanked Solo's sunglasses and stomped on him.
And then had
Jacob Fatu.
And the man said, Why you looking? Why you looking at him out of, and you should be begging right in front of on your knees?
He did. He got and then he got the Tongan death grip, which scary. But
Yep.
then proceeds to be LA Knight's being held up, Solo's being held up, and Roman basically says, if you got to be part of this family, finish the job. And Solo proceeds to wind up his Samoan spike, and in the middle of it, he turns and he nails Roman in the throat.
One of the biggest pops of the year, too, by the way.
Yep.
Just saying.
Solo is not going back to the Bloodline. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
No, we say to that.
We say, I love you, Solo.
I love you, Solo.
Pew, 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 pew. Pow, pew, bow. Is that right?
But you want to know what was very interesting about that segment? Jacob Fatu didn't move.
He didn't. He just stood in that corner and watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope they make that a plot later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also watched Jay and Jimmy be crowned captain of Bloodline now.
Yep.
And then Fatu was in the corner.
But
disbelief.
I'm really glad that WWE is not fumbling babyface Solo. They're continuing it because Solo is on the run of his career right now.
This is true. Yes. Not only is he on the run of his career, but he's setting himself to be a megastar.
There is no organic babyface in the company. It's big right now. Is Solo.
We love you, Solo.
And he's put the work in these past 4 years, including his time in NXT. He deserves every big pop he's getting right now.
Mm-hmm. From the Black Hoodie days
to be in the silent enforcer of the Bloodline.
Yeah.
To the tribal chief, to the leader of the MSTs till now.
But I really hope, for me personally, this is setting up a War Games match in November.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just going to be a little bit more week to week because this is showing that Roman's bloodline is very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it was, but all what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since we did just get a debuting Zilla Fatu down in NXT.
Yep.
If they set this up for War Games, and that can give Zilla some to get up to the main roster. That'll give this enough time to marinate before they start cooking it.
Mm-hmm.
I think because I don't think they should just have Jacob snap next week. I think this needs to be maybe like a month
organic.
A month of this being like, you guys are doing this and I'm just here.
And there's one thing we know about Triple H. He's going to slow burn a story, especially when it comes to the bloodline.
I think this has potential for something good.
Yeah.
I don't know where we'll go, especially after, maybe Jacob Fatu causes Roman Reigns to lose his title to Opa Femi.
Maybe
down the line.
But mark it on your calendars. Opa will be the guy to dethrone Roman.
Will be. and I think it's going to be before Saudi Arabia next.
Maybe.
Might be at the
But
Rumble.
it could be, or it could be at Saturday night's main event before the Rumble. But that is Monday Night Raw. Overall, very, very solid Raw. I'm gonna ask Mr. Catalyst favorite, least moment, and favorite moment, least moment that shocked you, and moment that disappointed you.
You said favorite, least favorite moment at what?
Favorite, least favorite, shocking moment, and disappointing moment.
Favorite is the Roman segment. My least favorite moment is Big Cass come out there attacking people where we still don't know what they're doing with him. So is you just like a hitman taking out people after the match, or is you getting booked to do something? Get us mixed feelings towards we don't even know what they want to do. What other two?
Favorite, least favorite, shock of the night, and disappointing moment of the night.
My shocker was even though I seen it coming, the small spike the Roman Reigns. I seen that coming the moment he said I'm sorry. I was like, oh yep, yeah, Simone Spike coming up. And yeah. My last one was he said what's the last one again?
Disappointing moment.
I don't have a disappointing moment because like you said, I think the whole show was good. The whole show was good, yeah.
I think my favorite moment was my favorite moment was definitely Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio. It's just that's the stuff that we dream of. I used to pray for times like this, like when we're getting good non-gimmick wrestling, and that's what that was. My least favorite moment was Lyra's segment because they're not doing anything with it. It feels like her character is wasted. My shocker was Jacob Fatu just sitting there menacingly, just not doing a thing. I mean, he gave Solo the Tongan death grip, but then after said enough, he just stood there the rest of the segment. That's scary. And then my most disappointing was Dragon Lee versus El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. I thought Dragon Lee was going to lose, but no, they pushed him through. So, out of 10, what would you rate the show?
Overall, everything that happened on the show.
Yep.
Matches and backstage segment. I'll say it's 7 out of 10. Only reason 7 out of 10 is bad decisions, like you mentioned. The AAA superstars not getting there, showing it because at least one or two of them should end up winning and going to the finals. But we know we're getting Penta and Ray. like Lyra thing you mentioned, you literally getting the female version of Baron Corbin back in the day. Overall, all matches was good. Big Cass is still destroying people, showing how dominant he is, but 7 out of 10.
And I'll rate it a 7.5 out of 10. We got a match of the year contender. That adds that extra point. So, folks, that'll do it. Do it for this Monday Night Raw review. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you think about going forward. Then you guys at the Internet Screwjobs, and we'll catch you on the next one. Adios, amigos.
Okay.